Good evening.
So I've made it no secret that I'm a big fan of Tyler the Creator's work, and Igor has done nothing but affirm that for me. It's a great album with a great concept and executed very well. Though I do find the production to be a bit too dense at times, I'm willing to overlook that when I say this has been one of the best albums released in 2019. And not to get too braggy here, but of all the people qualified to make a Tyler analysis video, I think that's me.
Yes.
I mean, I'm just saying, I have a 100% success rate in analyzing Tyler's albums with proof. I would even go as far as to say that the album could be interpreted as a metaphor for a car ride. As a metaphor for a car ride.
As a metaphor for a car ride.
M is 1 for 1, no big deal, whatever, call me Oracle. But if you think I'm gonna put that perfect score at risk by taking a shot at Igor, you expect too much of me. That's not even to mention, at this point, album analyses of Igor's themes have been done to death, and there have been a bunch of great videos already made, not to mention a great piece by Forbes that I'll link below that I think is very comprehensive. No, but what I'm not seeing enough people talk about, and this is a point a good friend of mine brought up, is the blonde bowl cut Tyler has decided to sport for the promotional material of Igor and live performances of the album. You know, it definitely jumps out at you, it's definitely present, visible, and on full display, which is admittedly a fairly controversial decision. It wasn't too long ago that bowl cuts were quite popular in the 90s, even making a brief resurgence in the middle teens among high fashion, yet the general consensus among the layperson seems to be they're horrible, they're drab, they're what mom gives you when you're too poor to go to a barber or hairstylist. And as a matter of fact, that is the exact origin of the bowl cut in some cultures where adorning this hairstyle on your crown signifies poverty. And yet, for some reason, this just isn't the case for Tyler. You know, soak it in, because this might be the best bowl cut you've ever seen. So, what does it mean? What purpose does it serve? And why does he look so good in it? These are questions I'll be answering over the course of this video. Alright, it's bowling time. Are you ready for another strike? Historically, Tyler has usually kept his hair short. He's a big fan of hats and other headgear and other head accessories, though recently he's taken on a more adventurous dress. So in some ways, it does make sense that Tyler decided to opt for this left field bowl cut. Let's not forget, Tyler doesn't just make music. This is a man who has had his finger on the pulse of fashion for years now. He's a designer. You know, this is a guy who owns his own clothing line with some totally cute pieces, I'm not gonna lie. Those Wolf era stripes, nice. So when Tyler unveiled his new golden bowl cut, it's not as though fans were exactly surprised by the adventurousness of the new look. Most were quite receptive of the yellow bowl. However, some fans were notably confused. And the thing that's on everyone's mind, why does it look so good? To answer this question, we have to take a look at a number of things such as Tyler's head, the shape of the bowl cut, the color, the context of the cut in his outfit, in this project, among other things. But a great first place to start is, what makes a good bowl cut?
Tradition around bowl cut practices dictate that there are a few factors that make a bowl cut good. That is that you should not wear the bowl cut forward. You should instead highlight the shortness of the cut on the sides and bangs. Sometimes you'll have a cut that reveals an undercut along the sides, though that is not the case with Tyler. His cut is a little longer, both in the front and on the sides. However, that works with his face shape. You should have some hair of varying lengths along the hair that has been cut. This gives it texture, which is really important. Since the hair on the wig Tyler is using is very thin, he avoids the problem of a thick bowl cut. Been there. Okay, not good, believe me. It's better to try if you have thinner hair. Oval faces with high cheekbones, such as Tyler, suit the bowl cut the best because they accentuate those bones. And the roundness of the cut does not balloon the face as it would with a rounder head. And finally, you have got to be adding color to your bowl cut. The bowl cut is punk now, and you gotta embrace the punk style for it to work. I'm sorry, if you're not being confident with your cut and you're wearing it natural, you're flip-flopping, okay? You just gotta give it.
That was Ruth Schaefer, celebrity hairdresser who has worked on various bowl cuts in the mid-teens for big names such as Rihanna.
The Miley Cyrus bowl cut just did not work because she was wearing it forward, okay? The bangs were too much for her round face, and I tried to tell her. Tyler, on the other hand, who shows some sophistication in his cut, is fine with longer bangs, honestly. It's a bit risky, but he manages to pull it off, again, because his face is long.
So, to recapitulate what we've learned so far, Tyler's bowl cut is at the very least not egregious because it follows some principles of good bowl cutting. One, he does not wear it forward, perhaps the most important aspect of the bowl cut. I cannot stress how important this is because if you have a shorter face, especially, and you try the bangs with the bowl cut, your face looks too compressed and round. I'm sorry, it does not work, okay? Samantha, get that thing off your head. 2, the hair has texture so as to not look like it was cheaply done with an actual bowl. 3, Tyler's face shape and bone structure are perfectly suited to the cut. And lastly, 4, Tyler wears it confidently and with color. You know, in this world, it's all about how you carry yourself, especially with a cut like the bowl cut, and that's something that Tyler does very well. It is now his cut. But none of this actually explains why the bowl cut looks good. In fact, it only explains why the bowl cut does not look bad. So clearly there's something else at play here that we have to consider. In some ways, Tyler has been planning this bowl cut for a long time now. Let's take a look at the Dinosaur EP, which has been forgotten by many Tyler listeners or was not simply known to them. That was made public in 2013. Now, a lot of people don't know that this is actually a fan-made EP. It was not made by Tyler. And yet, if we take a look at the front cover, we see a child sporting, that's right, none other than a bowl cut. We'll refer to this bowl cut from now on as the Dinosaur cut and Tyler's current bowl cut as the Igor cut. So the question now is, does this have any connection to the bowl cut Tyler has brought out for Igor? And I think so. I think Tyler used the Dinosaur cut as inspiration for what not to do when unveiling his new cut for Igor. If we take a look at the Dinosaur bowl cut compared to the Igor bowl cut, we notice about 3 major differences. The most obvious is the color. The Dinosaur cut uses the natural hair color of the child, whereas Tyler's bowl cut is blonde. Next, we notice that the child has a fairly prominent undercut, whereas Tyler's is concealed by the longer hair at his sides. And finally, Tyler's bowl cut is much longer than that of the child. I think we can all agree that while the Dinosaur cut looks appropriate on a child, it would be a complete travesty on any self-respecting adult's head. However, I do want to make an important point here that the bowl cut Oliver Tree uses is in a completely different class of its own and should not be conflated with the Dinosaur cut. It's almost as if Tyler has seen this exact Dinosaur EP cover and thought to himself, whatever this is, whatever this thinks it is, I'm gonna do the exact opposite. Let's make it longer, let's not do the undercut, let's color the hair, and to great effect, I might add. Put simply, Tyler is a performer. Igor isn't just an album, it's a performance piece, and his hair is a part of that performance. He's been thinking about this, making sure everything fits into the performance for a while, trying to make it absolutely perfect. And honestly, I can't explain why something looks good. It just does, and it fits my tastes and the tastes of many others. However, I do think that can only come from a lot of forethought and planning. I mean, just look at the cut. It's exquisite. It's exquisite. Look at the shape. Look at how it contours to Tyler's face. Look at how it keeps its shape even under the most intense movements. Look at how the color contrasts with his blue suit. You know, yellow and blue are almost complementary colors, and they produce a striking visual that is pleasing to look at, and this was definitely thought out by Tyler. Look at how his gold earrings and grill complement the blonde, and again contrast with the suit. At the end of the day, this bowl cut was a daring move from Tyler, and I'm glad to say he pulled it off. It's not easy taking such a wildly despised hairstyle and turning the tides in your favor. The implications for this move are huge and wide-reaching. I think that in the near future, we're going to see a lot of people follow in Tyler's wake and adopt this flippant attitude towards their styling. The ironic attire movement is already huge, and this is the push it needed to go over the edge and into the mainstream. Love the bowl cut or hate the bowl cut, one thing is for certain: this bowl cut is right up Tyler's alley. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed that. I'm just leaning in my chair again. So originally this was going to be a serious Igor analysis video, but honestly, you know, everyone has already covered my thoughts on it pretty much. I did want to say that some of you know I do music, and I'm currently working on an album, and it's coming along very well. And I dropped the first single from it recently, so if you want to check that out, I would appreciate it. And I put a link in the description. So hope you enjoy that. Once again, thanks for watching. I will see you later. Okay, bye.